tap in. Tap 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 in.
I think we rocking and rolling. I was having some technical difficulties. Technology was not on my side today. It's been acting really, really crazy. I don't know if anyone can let me know if you can hear me. I hope that you can. I hope that you can. I'm waiting on my amazing guest tonight, and that is Courtney Benjamin. He'll be coming through. In the meantime, we're going to get started. Because I'm TT from the D, of course I am. We're going to play one of my favorite videos from my guy, who is the hubby. And I'm super excited because he allowed me to help cast. I helped with casting. Shout out to Garrett, who shot the video. But I was helping to fill out for casting and things of that nature. And I'm in the video. So if you see the girl with the red boots and the curly hair, like, hey, that's your girl TT from the D. So it is called Welcome to Detroit.
Welcome to Detroit. Welcome to Detroit. Welcome to Detroit.
Come and fuck with some real ones, this be us. We up and tore from a different cloth. A nigga that can do anything that he wants, still puff, even if I have to piss in a cup. My life is glistening, sipping while I'm pimping. Player haters keep they distance, cause I'm different. Can't play a G, what separate me from the fake, I remain the same. Every season, the game that they kick is lame. Ridiculous, repetitious, you need somebody unpredictable that you can rely on. Surprise with a blindfold, fly the sky till we reach a different time zone. Invite your top models, you got them, and I'ma call up rock bottom to cop bottles. Detroit related, can't be duplicated. Holla, your favorite mobster staying high with a plate of lobster. Paying off coppers, and ain't no fake niggas hanging in my roster. Refrain from talking, remaining solid. Acknowledge the dollars, they don't want problems. The school of hard knocks is where I went to college. Fuck with a scholar that's brutally honest.
Welcome to Detroit.
Welcome to the city where we're breaking all the rules. Nobody's fucking with us. Hate on my city and you probably make the news. Nobody's fucking with us.
Welcome to the city where we don't play games. Stink pink gators and Cartier frames. Niggas flip cane, hit the strip club with a banger and quick to lick the Benjamin's reign. Welcome to the city of the late 5-0. It would take 3 hours to make it to your home, letting criminals go. All they want is cargo, undercover cops with the spirit of Alonzo. I'm no hoe, my city ain't either. We make profit, y'all be breaking even. Oh, let's go, there's no bobbing and weaving. Chalk in the flow, it's all that we believe in. The home of G's and carjackers, $40,000 strapped to their abdomen. Pop you first, then walk away mobbing.
Welcome to Detroit.
Acknowledge the dollars, they don't want problems. The school of hard knocks is where I went to college. Fuck with a scholar that's brutally honest.
Welcome to Detroit.
Welcome to the city where we're breaking all the rules. Nobody's fucking with us. Hate on my city and you probably make the news. Nobody's fucking with us.
We ain't Welcome to the city where we'll shoot a nigga's ride just for looking in our eyes. Average street guys will beat up a Muslim and take his bean pies. Welcome to the city where we don't fake jack. Our daddies will max and listen to 8 tracks, black Cadillacs. I ain't gonna lie, in the 80s where they looked up to YBI. The sky's the limit, we ain't no gimmicks, we the realest. We either rap about it or live it. The women get wicked, yeah they gonna shoot, that's within a millisecond. Turn us to a zoo if you sell the wolf ticket. Me and Big Poof used to listen to our records, chillin' with the goons in the motorcycle jacket. 7 Mile, that's what I'm reppin'. Nigga, we would never disrespect it. Acknowledge the dollars, they don't want problems. The school of hard knocks is where I went to college. Fuck with a scholar that's brutally honest.
Welcome to Detroit.
Welcome to the city where we're breaking all the rules. Nobody's fucking with us. Nobody. Hate on my city and you probably make the news. Nobody's fucking with us.
Welcome to Detroit. 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 Welcome to Detroit.
Well, I am TT from the D, damn it. And I'm telling you, it was so much fun doing that video. The treatment, like, it was a whole season. Swifty shot a couple of videos that week. Shout out to Garrett Huffman. He's amazing. Did a great job. For everybody who came out, participated. Y'all know it. Well, maybe you know and maybe not. It's hard to get people to come out and be a part of something. You know, call times and location. Like you got to have a location manager, depending, you know, on the level you are. Maybe you got one stop shop and you do it all. And we're going to talk about something called a team when Courtney joins us very shortly. Parker, you said you hype over there. You said you hype fam. That's what's up. That's what's up. We definitely gonna talk about that. Courtney is a wealth of knowledge. He is the CEO of Benjamin Entertainment Group. He is a man that does a lot. He definitely has been grinding for years, and I'm very excited. I always give credit to him, whether he's around or he's not. He doesn't have to be around for me to give credit. When I talk about how I started podcasting, right? For those of you who know, I'm Courtney's assistant. And so we were in the middle of, I'll never forget, we were at Panera Bread in Bloomfield, and we were talking about an event that was coming up. And he had asked me if I had ever thought about podcasting. And I'm like, no. And so we continued to talk about business. And then he said, you know, you really should get into podcasting, TT. You know, it's something I'm about to do, Christina gonna do, right? So I was like, y'all don't have no money right now. He was like, what if I told you you don't need no money? I was like, okay, but I don't have no equipment. What if I told you you don't need it? I was like, okay, damn, let me see what you're talking about. And so he walked me through it. And that's one thing about Courtney. He's like I said, he's a wealth of knowledge, but he really took the time. And I started out on Anchor.fm. And your girl, look at me now. I got visuals, but I have 2 platforms. So, you know, I started out on Anchor.fm, and then it wasn't even by my own will. I don't even know how I ended and landed on iHeartRadio and Spotify and Amazon Music. I don't know how I got there. And one day I remember somebody said, I got your link for Spotify, but I don't listen over there. I listen to iHeart. And I was like, oh, you must be listening to somebody else. That's not me. She was like, no, it's Kiki from the D. I was like, no, I'm not over there. So she was like, let me show you. She got her little app. I was like, oh. I was like, all right. So saying all that to say, that is why you see me. And so I'm getting ready to bring this guy in. So you might say, I know a lot of people were excited that I was getting ready to bring Courtney in when they saw the post because he's always dropping jewels. And I'm gonna do something a little different. He been dropping so much lately through Facebook. And this is Courtney. Okay, for those of you that's like, who's Courtney? What's Courtney? That's Courtney Benjamin. Yeah, right. Yep. Ryan should night a little bit, don't he? Just a tad bit, but you know, he don't be doing that shit. He is from Chicago. So no, he don't. So when you think about the music industry, and you think about artists, whether they are singers or rappers, producers, musicians, whatever level they are as an artist, you think of labels, right? The machine, as Swift would say, and Courtney would agree with. But what happens when you have an indie, an independent? So what's the difference between an independent label and a big major label? Things like that. We're going to get into that. And I'm going to bring Courtney in here because y'all didn't come in just to see your girl Tiki from the D. Without any further ado, I'll bring Courtney Benjamin to the building.
What's happening? Check.
What's up, Sam? How are you?
I'm doing good, bless.
Amen,
How about you?
amen.
How you doing?
I am well, King. I am well. I forgot to tell the reason why Courtney was coming through after I did my video intro is because Courtney did a big thing today. Courtney be in rooms. He don't just be in them rooms with label and actors because you know Courtney wears a lot of hats. We gonna park it there, and then I'm gonna come back to that. But I want you, Courtney, to give an introduction to the people that may already know you, and then for those that don't know you, I want them to be able to hear directly from you. Who is Courtney Benjamin, and what does he do?
All right. Courtney Benjamin is an artist manager and music publisher that has a passion to help artists get paid faster, get all their royalties, and help you all become aware of the business of music. That's who I am in a nutshell. Good night.
I'm gonna need you. I'm like, oh, so you gonna try to rush something up, right? No. Yeah, okay. No, really, Courtney, like, what? Tell the people what things you do.
Okay, so what I really do is I manage a handful of artists, and that's all I'm managing. I'm not looking for no request for another artist to manage. No, not at all. But my thing is to basically since I can't manage everybody, because it's really time consuming. A lot of people don't understand what a manager does, and we really are honed in on those people that are signed to us. You know what I mean? So outside of that, I developed a passion to just be like, okay, well, since I can't manage everybody, I'm gonna give you the game. I give you the game on social media for free. So when you come to me and pull me away from my family or pull me away from my artists, you know what I'm saying? There is a fee, you know what I'm saying? And there is a commitment that I give to you, you know, once you book me, because like, if you just stop me on the side, you know, at the airport or something, or you just hit me in my DMs, that's not enough. Those one-offs is not going to get you nowhere. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to give you the information, but it's like, what do you do next? And then you probably won't see me for another 2 years or something like that. You know what I mean? Or if you try to DM me, half the time that's not even me. I'm only on social media really about an hour a day. You know what I'm saying? I stay strict to my discipline routine. I get up at 5 a.m., make sure that I do all the necessary day-to-day work for all of my artists, make sure the radio stations are playing their music, make sure that the radio pluggers are doing their job. And then I'm also looking for royalties for legends. You know what I mean? So I want to make sure that they're taken care of, because they paved the way for so many artists that's around here, and there's no reason for them to be struggling the way some of them are. And some of them just were in bad deals or didn't know the business. So that's why I'm really so passionate about helping people learn the business of music, because without that, you're just walking around here blindly guessing, and you're trying to be in somebody's structure 15 years, and you're in year 5 unstructured. So you can't compare yourself to that artist and say, "Oh, well, I don't need a manager," and then start getting all this entitlement and all of that. No, just take it, grow with your business. You know what I mean? And I'm here to help. You know what I mean? But just understand, I have a commitment to my artists. I have a commitment to God. I have a commitment to my family, and I have a commitment to my day-to-day routine. You know what I mean? So if I don't answer the phone, if I don't answer a DM, it's for a reason. You know, so yeah, that's kind of what I do, I guess. I think. Yeah.
I appreciate you breaking it down like considering that I do know you. How long have you been in the industry?
I've been in little over 14 years. Yeah, 2010 is when I started.
Yeah,
So,
you know what? Well, okay,
that's
we know
that's when I formally got started. That's when I formed the corporation in 2010.
that. Yeah. I was gonna say, 'cause, we our families has been rocking for longer than that, but
Yeah.
I remember, and it reminds me sometimes, not to compare, but it reminds me of when Run DMC and them started their label, and in a funny way, because you had a reason why you started the label. It wasn't just because you wanted to be Berry Gordy of Detroit on another level. You started the business because of why?
Yeah, my wife. Yep, definitely. Yep, I saw something in her, and she was doing stage plays, so a lot of people were asking her why didn't she have a CD, because she was singing in these stage plays, and they was like, yeah, that's how we make money and this and that, blah blah blah. So she came to me and was like, hey, I think I want to sing. And I was like, you know, being a supportive husband, I was like, let's do it. I didn't know nothing about no music business. I asked Swift, I was like, hey man, how do I get the music on to start selling it? Man, I had no, and then he introduced me to TuneCore. And man, when I tell you I knew nothing about the business, and I learned so much that I got a lot. You know, so it was good that I failed fast, you know, because as I failed, I started learning. I'm like, okay, all right, these people ain't as who they think they are. I don't care if it is gospel. Gospel is almost they neck and neck with secular. So I mean, there's really no judgment, you know. Everybody do what they do. They still people at the end of the day. So a guy took one of our songs, you know, and I wasn't as saved as I am now. So it's like, you know, it was rough. You know what I mean? But
Earlier.
Yeah, I know. Me and Jesus just got acquainted, man.
You're right. And you know, yeah, you've been grinding for a long time. I love the fact, you know, and I can say how I met Courtney. And so it's always been a part of your thing, but I remember we met down in Atlanta. Yeah. Swift and I and Beecher had drove down to audition for Tyler Perry. And we were in that line that was wrapped from here to woo, baby. It was 8 hour wait. Yeah, it was 8 hours, and we connected a line, and you was promoting Christina. She was in some kind of contest for Carl Kanai or something, I believe. We didn't even know who she was, what she looked like. You was out there promoting her like she was the finest thing, and I'm like, okay. And just to show you how God will align you with people if you patient and you wait. So we met like that, and then I came back to Detroit, connected with you, found out your wife was an actress, didn't know her, but we knew you, and I was a part of a production, and they were looking for a particular character. And once I finally seen Christina and hearing what the director vision was, I was like, oh, that's a no-brainer. She looked like this person. And so I told her about it. And then I kind of told her a little bit about the role of the character so she could prep herself. And so when I she went before I worked late that night. I'll never forget. And then when I got in, the director was like, "Well, TT, we found our peaches." And I'm like, I was like, "You did?" And they were like, "Yeah." I was like, I'm thinking about Christina because I was like, I hadn't met her in person yet. So I was like, I done told this girl. They was like, she looked like Halle Berry. I was like, really? They was like, yeah, she looked like Halle Berry. I was like, damn. I was like, so then I was like, I said, what's her name? So they was like, Christina. Somebody was like, Benjamin. I was like, oh. And that's how that love affair started. And it all was because of you. It was like meeting you, and you were just humble as you still are now. And we're listening to you. So it was like, he all right with me. I fucks with him, you know? And I'm like, okay, you know, good character. And then the music started. Mm-hmm. And then you started the label. And then I remember you had a couple of other artists. Mm-hmm. And then you got to a point where I think it makes a lot of sense. And we're going to talk about that. That brings me right to this point of teams, building teams, right? Yeah,
definitely.
Everybody seems to want a team, right? First of all, what is a team in the industry as far as was an artist? For an artist that really needs a team, what would they need? As a manager, having a team, what does that manager need? The flip side is that, does an artist really need a team? Does a manager really need a team?
Well, sure. I would say an artist should be looking to get a team when they can know that they can take responsibility as being a leader and a visionary and know that they're a CEO. If you can step into a leadership position and say, okay, here's my 5-year plan, here's my 2-year plan, here's my 1-year plan, and here's my long-term goals, and they can follow those steps. And what your job is to, as a leader, is to look for people that can leverage and help along that journey. It's not to dump work off on somebody that you don't want to do, because this is the thing. I can't want it more than you do. And I'm not going to put no time into something and then you just be like, I think I'm going to quit today. We in this for the long haul, you know what I'm saying? Or something, you know what I mean? You know, I done took time away from my family. I done took time away from this and that, blah, blah, blah. I done flew out here, you know? So it's like, you have to be a leader. You have to have vision. And if you don't have a team right now, your cheapest staff right now is AI. And if you don't know how to delegate and tell AI what to do, you're not going to know what to do with the team and how to delegate each individual job. If you don't work in those positions, if you think about your 9 to 5, if you're going for a management position, or even when you're coming in as an employee, they put you through every single task and every single job that they can, just in case somebody doesn't show up. So if your manager doesn't show up, you should know how to be able to handle and orchestrate your world and your ecosystem. So a manager is just leverage. A manager should be getting equity off of your business when you're ready, when you have something to manage. And when I say something to manage, that doesn't mean, oh, okay, I'm doing gigs. We're not booking agents. Oh, I got 12 songs out right now, so I need a manager. I got something to manage. No, you don't have nothing to manage. You need to put some systems in place. A manager is managing the systems that you have in place. We're managing your career. So we're giving you that pathway that you have on your goal plan. So if you don't have no goals and don't know where you're going to go, I don't know where to take you either. You know what I mean? Because I could present you and put you in front of a label or somebody else and you're unprepared. That's the worst position you could ever be in, because desperation can kick in. You could be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna take 20,000. That's, oh man, I got a deal. You know what I'm saying? Now I can say I'm with a label. I got $20,000. $20,000 is nothing. You know what I'm saying? You got taxes. So like if I present you to a label, a structured artist that needs a manager or that has a manager and that's in a leadership mindset, that artist will say, okay, I got this 20,000 for this label, right? Okay, so now we're gonna make this situation to where, okay, I got it. I know I got to pay taxes. I got to pay 20% or 15%, whatever your manager charges. Now I need to find some income producing assets that's gonna, you already know how to make a dollar in your business, so you're not really touching that 20,000. You know what I'm saying? So you don't worry about who I gotta pay. See, the artists that's unstructured, they're the ones that's worried about, oh man, I gotta get them 20%. You know, I gotta pay taxes. I gotta do this and that. So like when you're getting booked for your gigs, you know, you gotta pay taxes for that. You know, so you put your management fee up, you put what you want to make, and then you put your taxes up into a separate account. You have structures and systems. That's what those things are there for, to keep you organized and to keep you from out of the IRS. You know, everybody laughs at all these people and these entertainers um that are being put in jail for tax evasion or unpaid taxes, this and that, blah blah blah. But y'all doing the same thing. You just haven't got caught yet. It hasn't got to amount to where they're going to pursue you yet. But like if you perform in another state, that W-9, you gotta pay taxes to that state. So every time you go on tour, you got to know things like this and be in a position. That's what a leader does. A leader is going to have a business mindset and say, okay, this is all that I have to do. Now I need somebody in position to be like, okay, this is going to get taken care of. That's going to get taken care of. And you also know your business. So if somebody's not doing their job, you actually know, instead of just being like, oh, I'm about to fire him. I'm about to fire him. You don't even know what you're firing him for. You don't even know what you're firing that person for. You know what I mean? So it's like you really have to know your business. And that's what I mean when I do all these posts and stuff, when I say know your business, man, because if somebody was to come into your business or do a deal with you, you could say, okay, that $20,000, that's nothing. I got a business line of credit for $20,000. What else can you do for me? You're not so easy to say yes to something. You know, you making business moves instead of desperation moves, and just to say, I have a manager, I have a label. You know what I'm saying? That's just gonna get you in a deep hole. Cause like, shoot, I'll tell you this: if you haven't flipped your money from your tax returns, your refunds from school, your credit cards that you getting $20,000 credit card limits, and then you're not able to benefit and increase your company, what are you going to do with an investor's money? What are you going to do with a label's money? Just spend it? That's not wise.
I think that's a lot of real shit you just said. No, real talk, because you always telling me and giving me advice on stuff, and so some things, like, you hear it, and for me, and I can be transparent and honest, because that's, I mean, who gonna do something about it? But anyway, no, I'm like, no, but no, seriously, I did the opposite, and then I'm like, damn, Courtney said, I'm like, oh, so then I'm like, no, real talk. Then I look back like, you ain't got nobody to be mad at. You think like, well, God, like, girl, you already know you wouldn't listen. So it's like, all right. So now get yourself out of that. When I go back to it, I know from firsthand of doing it. Yep, you already told me. So it's like a parent. We give advice. I'm a parent too. So we give advice. Oh, you shouldn't. If I was you, I wouldn't. It might work out for you, but it might not. You want to gamble, whatever. It's up to you. And so when you get these artists, and that's why I wanted you to talk about teams. What does a team look like? Managers. All artists don't need a manager. All artists don't need a team. And and then when you do get your team, get this one together right here, Courtney. So when you do get your team and you ready, find your team. And what kind of people do you get to fill those roles? What roles, when an artist is ready, what roles does an artist need? Like, what team members do they need?
Well, if I would say a team that's for established artists, that's in a leadership position, that's a CEO, that's a visionary, that artist would need a day-to-day manager, a business manager, an attorney, because you're dealing with all these contracts and stuff. You need an accountant, you need a bookkeeper, you need a tour manager because your manager may not be able to go with you everywhere. You need you need security, and you need an insurance broker because you need insurance for your shows when you're going out doing all these shows. Because like say like for instance, what just happened with I forgot the artist's name, but his security guard got hurt, you know, and what happened was his security guard ended up suing him for getting hurt on the job. So if you don't have liability insurance on your company, you don't treat yourself as a business, you don't have liability insurance on your performance company, because like you separate those companies. Like one is for the record label, that's where all your distribution and all that stuff and all the royalties and stuff go into. Then you got your performance, your entertainment company, where you're going out, you're touring, you're doing shows, and that company is getting paid off of your performances. You know what I mean? So you got to have liability insurance because you never know what's going to happen. Just like with what's my man name? Travis Scott. When all them people got stampeded, and even with T.I. when he got sued, you know, and he got sued for something crazy because the daughter showed her boobs or something. It was something like off the wall, and he was like, I didn't make them do that. That's what she did. You know what I'm saying? And then but the dad actually sued. So what happens is you as an artist, when you have liability insurance and professional insurance on your company, those lawsuits become okay. I'm gonna file a claim against my insurance company and say, hey, this person is, you know, that's what those lawsuits are for. You know what I mean? So like you have insurance policies out, and that's what it covers. You know what I'm saying? And anything that happens at a show, just like a fight broke out at one of the shows we were at, and the guy ended up getting hurt, and he sued the venue. The venue turned around and sued the artist because they said, well, hey, if your show wasn't here, we would have never had to incur this lawsuit. So now I'm going to sue you. So now if you don't have no insurance, that's coming out of your pocket. And most of all, if you don't have no corporate veil over you, they're going to sue you personally. So everything that's in your social security number that's in your name is going to get touched. But when you were with a corporation, you know, and you got that corporate veil over you, they sue the company. And that's why you do your contracts in company name, not your personal name as well. You know what I mean? And I'm not here to give legal advice. I'm not trained to give legal advice, but this is like real life experiences that I've dealt with. So just consult, you know, so I don't get sued. So consult with your attorney, consult with your accountants with what you're supposed to do with your money and what you're supposed to do with your company and how it's supposed to move and operate. And then let's see. So what was the next team member would be okay. You need a music director, you need a band, and that music director is going to help you orchestrate your show. You know, it's not about just okay, I'm gonna put this track on and sing over my vocals. I'm not just going to put this track on and not have no structure, or I'm not going to get no vocal training. And you need artist development. That's another part of your team. You need a vocal coach.
So that's 11. We have 11. Mm-hmm.
Yep. You need a movement coach who's going to show you how to move on stage. I don't care if you're a rapper or a singer. You need that, and you need that vocal training because with breathing is important, you know, and that vocal coach is going to help you do that, you know. And I always work with Shirley, Shirley Smith, and Brandon Smith. You know, those are the key people that I work with any of my artists. And you got to take that development so serious, the artist development and the business development, because if you don't have neither one of those, you can either get on stage and embarrass yourself, or you're gonna get in business and get yourself shut down for no reason. Trying to think what else for a team. I think that's it. Oh, you need a publisher. And if you don't have a music publisher, you're your self-publisher. So if you don't learn about the publishing game, you get you a publisher until you learn it. You know what I mean? Because like what'll happen is you'll have all these royalties that Sun claim. You'll have all these gaps in your business on the publishing side, because you got to have a publishing company too. That's separate from your record label company and your entertainment company and your publishing company, because the publishing is going to help you orchestrate all of your publishing royalties. And you as independent artists, you want to yell independent. It's a lot of weight that comes with independency too. You got to pay your mechanical royalties to your producers, your writers, all your songwriters and publishers. You got to operate that label. It's not just about to be like, oh yeah, I'm independent. You know what I'm saying? I don't need no label for nothing. Okay, you don't need no label for nothing, but we got expenses. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of business that goes with that as well. And pay your producers, pay your writers. And even on the master side in your label company, you got to pay your producer their points on that album or that single that they put out. You know what I mean? So like look, just put it like this. If I didn't produce your album and I got 3 points on that album, so every one of those songs I get 3% off of, or when that album is sold as a whole, I get 3% off of that times the number of songs on that album. You know what I mean? So like producers aren't getting paid right while you yelling independent. Songwriters aren't getting paid right, because those mechanical royalties, there's no recoupment on mechanical royalties. So the day that song sells, you're owed, and the mechanical royalty rate went up. So it's not 9.1 cent no more. So you got to pay those mechanical royalties and make sure that you're signed up with all the right houses to distribute the money into each one of your companies. You need the MLC, you need Sound Exchange, you need your PRO for your publishing side, you need a distribution company. And the thing about, and that's another part of your team. You need a distribution company to give you to get you to the places that you can't reach. But I promise you 100% that you don't really need Apple iTunes. What happens is they have embedded in everyone's mind that we need Apple. And Apple does a great job of doing it. You know what I mean? So, but the thing is about Apple is like, okay, I could sell this stuff directly from my website and go direct to consumer, because guess what? Apple is getting all of your leads. Your real income is people. People is the real currency. So they're getting all the people that are coming to your song, buying it. They're getting that name, the address, email address, all of that. And you could be doing the same thing if you sell directly from your website. And if you have your company set up right, you could actually go directly to Luminate, and Luminate will actually report your sales. So now you become where you can report your sales now, just because iTunes don't, or iTunes does as well. But for you to structure yourself and get to the point to where it's like, okay, I don't need them, and you really don't, but they force it to you like you do need them. So like Apple owns Apple Music, they own Shazam, they own iTunes. So in order for your music to get in Shazam, so when it's heard on like different spots, or like a radio station, or if you're in a mall or somewhere and your music is playing, and somebody's like, "Hey man, let me Shazam that." So that's a need. That's a need for distribution. So okay, so it's like, okay, I'm gonna sell directly. My sales is gonna come from my website, and this is something that you got to figure out as a business owner. It makes sense, because I'm telling you, like LaRussell made $16,000 the first day. You know what I mean? And he has all of his leads and went straight to consumer. Then we went to distribution, on the DSPs and all of that. You know what I'm saying? You can put it on the streaming sites or whatever. And the big thing that people are getting kind of misled by on the streaming doesn't pay much. I know, but at the same time, you got to understand the pay structure and system, how it goes. Like those like people be saying like, oh yeah, Snoop Dogg got Snoop Dogg got like $4,000 for 4, and he has 4 million streams. But you got to think about this though. Those 4 million streams were broken down. It may not have been 4 million streams in that quarter. because each quarter those royalties start over at zero. So okay, yeah, for quarter one, you got 1 million streams. Okay, now you probably getting about $4,000. The next quarter, you get about 200,000 or whatever. So you know what I'm saying? For that, you only got like 5,000. So yeah, of course you're gonna do that. And then he has a label too that he has to pay different percentages and different things like that too. So don't compare yourself to these structured artists. Have yourself in a mindset of, okay, let me get my business together. How am I getting all of my money instead of worrying about how this person over here is not getting what they get? You know, and everybody is always dogging all these distribution companies or whatever. But I challenge you to audit them. And I guarantee you 99.9% of the people that I've worked with and we've done an audit through the auditing system, they just weren't promoting their music. It had nothing to do with the distribution company. They're getting into this war with all the other distribution companies, which are competing against each other. So yeah, Sony is going to say DistroKid sucks, this and that, blah, blah, blah. But you're saying they suck because they say it sucks. You don't even know why you're saying it sucks. But the thing is your promotion sucks. You know what I mean? So it's like you didn't have no plan. You know what I mean? So it's like they jumping in fights that's not theirs. You know what I mean? So I would say really take heed and hold of your business and understand that. But I believe that's all the team members that you really need. You know, and I hope I explain, like, you know, in detail of like what's the importance, because like you really can sell your music to yourself. I mean, directly to consumer. You don't need iTunes. What you could do is you could sell from your website, and then when you go to the distribution company, you're like, okay, all right, I'm not going to click iTunes, I'm not going to click YouTube, I'm not going to click this, but I'm going to click Spotify and all these other stores that I may want to attack. And then what you do is you have a plan for each one of those stores. Just because you're in a million stores, hell, you on the World Wide Web, that don't mean nothing if you ain't promoting to what store or what streaming service that you're going after. You know what I mean? Because Spotify even has like a what do they call that thing? They have an advertising thing, Spotify ads, where you could deal directly with Spotify. It's like $250 minimum budget, and you target, like, if your music sounds like Mary J. Blige, you target Mary J. Blige, and you come up with your promotional thing or whatever. They even have the people that'll tell you, I mean, that'll talk out whatever your script is. You don't have to pay nobody to do the advertisement. You know what I mean? They have it right there for you for free. Well, it's included in the $250, but you know what I'm saying? But you just target what your audience, what your artists that you're similar to. That's why radio always want to see, okay, what are you similar to? Oh, I'm sorry, there is one more. You need a radio plugger, somebody that's gonna actually stay on the radio head about following up and all that stuff. Because like I follow up myself as well, but I also follow up with the radio pluggers as well too, and say, hey, you know what I'm saying, how are we looking in this market? You know, and then Apple Music has this great thing, so now I don't have to pay like $700 for a doggone report, because like those reports are expensive as hell, man. So Apple Music has it now, what you do for free. You know what I'm saying? They show you how many spins you got, what radio station is actually playing your music. So that's where it comes into play, where you like, okay, well, I need distribution just to get to Apple Music, just to get to Shazam, just to get to what's the other thing that Apple got? Oh, you don't need iTunes, but you can use iTunes if you want to. But do it, make your money first before you start jumping over into letting them collect your money, and then you get paid 30 days later. Because the good thing about when you sell from your website, you get paid 2 to 3 days after the sale comes in, and you get all the leads. Businesses ran and fed off of leads. You got 3 different type of leads. You got content leads, you got ad leads, and then you have in-person leads that you just cold calling. You know, just people that you just reaching out to and like, hey man, you know, here's this and that, blah blah blah. Instead of just posting your link to everybody, you know what I'm saying? That gets a little crazy. But Yeah, you just gotta have structure, man. That's all.
I think you're speaking. You did forget two people. You forgot
Oh,
the assistant.
huh?
You forgot the assistant.
Yeah, the assistant. Yep. You need an assistant.
Like, so I'm about to get fired on air. Like, what?
Yeah, you definitely need an executive assistant, man, because like I'm telling you, I don't remember hardly nothing. And if it wasn't for TT, man, shoot, man, I'd be the miss about everything, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you gotta have an assistant that's like on it. You know what I mean? And then like when you're not there, somebody that can step in place and say, okay, you know, she's not going on stage because that back end is not there. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm good for that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because like if they don't have that back end, you know, and this is another thing, you need a system of how you booking. You know, are you getting 50% up front? Because I'm gonna tell you what changed my life. We went to a church and all the way in Timbuktu, Ohio, got there, and the guy was like, man, I'm trying to tell you why I ain't never wanted to lay hands on the pastor in my nigga. I mean, when I tell you, it was like a 4 or 5 hour drive. We drove out there, got there, and they was like, yeah, we're gonna do a love offering. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Went there, man. I tell you, man, the pastor raised money. He just, oh, we need this and that, blah, 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 boop, 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 bop, bop, you know, all that stuff. Then he pulls us to the office. This nigga gave us $50.
I remember. You know I remember. Woo!
Yeah. That's a nice conversation with him, though. But
yeah, it was nice. It was pleasant.
It's like, you know what I'm saying? You got to know how to be treated and how to do business, because like that was so much of a lesson learned, man. And the crazy thing is he raised up probably almost $10,000 for a special guest preacher that came in and just did a woof woof. That's all he was doing, was blowing and fanning on people. And you know what I mean? He only did it for like 5 or 10 minutes, and they had my wife up there for almost the whole beginning of worship. Had her come back up there and sing. I'm like, oh man, okay, they probably gonna bless her with something. This nigga said $50. I said, you got to be kidding me, man. I said,
but you remember the little soul food place? He said, like, you know, we gonna go down and eat at this.
Yeah, I was like, nigga, I ain't even hungry right now no more.
Yeah, I remember.
Excuse my French. Sorry about that.
And now we don't have no rules.
Yeah, I'm trying to stop using the N-word though.
Yeah, we try to work on it. So
that WTA $50.
Like,
yeah,
right? Yeah.
I'm trying to tell you. So set standards, set boundaries.
What about the writer?
Oh yeah, the writer as well too. And I learned a valuable lesson on that. We sitting up there, everybody eating. I forgot who else was on that show, but they was coming out there, had chicken in their mouth and like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. And we only had some water in our dressing room. And the promoter was like, he was like, oh shoot, we didn't get no writer. I said, oh, okay. I effed that up. So it's like everybody looking at me like I was like, oh, okay, all right, well. So I walked my little self up to Bucharest, and we all, you know what I'm saying, to make sure everybody was straight, man. You know what I'm saying? It was just a lesson learned, and some things you just got to make mistakes on to learn from and to be able to share with other people. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is about mistakes, they're gonna happen. Yeah. But the thing is, you can't swallow up and dwell in that in that mistake and say, okay, don't shrink yourself, solve it. You know what I mean? Go above and beyond and do what you need to do to make that situation right. And that's what I did. I made sure everybody ate. You know, but they man, that was a joke for about a year though. I ain't seen no
But you know what? I have to say, Courtney, even with things, and I think something maybe I noticed from being inside, and I don't know if it's fair to say, well, your team members should be able to wear more than one hat. For instance, if you're not there, it's been plenty of times you'll send me out with the artist. And yes, I learned from that Ohio situation and my first time experiencing and it's like, I don't know if it's because I'm a woman and when they deal with female artists, the dudes feel like they can say, I'm like player.
Yeah.
I smile and like, okay, no. And so the first time I got to exercise that is when you sent me with Christina out and it was another pastor. And the beautiful thing about the writer, though, see, and that's what's the writer and the contract, having a contract.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, Christina, you know, she just want to go worship. She want to go out and perform and do her thing. And they this how I knew some shit was in the game. They said, first of all, in the contract, you put it clear that she must have sound check or she won't be performing. And we got there early. And we're looking around like the band out here, and nothing. I'm assessing. I'm reading the room. I'm assessing. Like, okay. And I'm looking at the clock, like, okay. What she not gonna do is do a sound check with people in the room. I was like, okay. Yeah. And so when they approached and came, hey, Christina, blah 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 blah. Talking, I'm like, hi, I'm Courtney Benjamin's assistant. I'm here with the artist today. Oh yeah, we're gonna get started. I was like, she needs to do sound check. Oh, you know what? We're not gonna be able to do. I said she's not gonna be able to perform without the sound check. And there's people already in the venue. And so, Sister Christina, can I talk to you for a second? So when they was walking, Christina was facing me, and I'm standing behind the person, like, because I'm thinking like it's gonna be a no. And so she was like, oh, you know, I would love to, but that's something TT is gonna have to. I said, yeah, she's not gonna be able to do that. And they was like, well, could you call Courtney? I said, no, I don't need to call Courtney. I said, Courtney is going to say the same thing. I said, I'm his assistant, so I know exactly. I don't call him for things like that when I already know the answer. I said, and then the other part is that we still need her payment because according to her contract, no sound check, she still gets paid. She showed up, she was early. They went on in that room, gave me that envelope. And when we was walking out, Christine was like, we can really do this? I said, yeah, Courtney structured your contract to say that. And when we got outside, we felt like, but she was like, I got paid. I was like, but it wasn't her fault. Yeah. But you having people, and I said that to say all of that, having different people that can wear different hats. If your director can't show up, you need someone who can say, like, if you plan a track, you still, a lot of times, MD may be there, but you can say, okay, I'm plugging this. You remember, where were we going? We were going to Jacksonville. And you almost missed the flight because you left the passport, right? In the car door. And then we said that Christina's like, no, I said, I'm gonna wait for Courtney. You go get on the plane. And so I already knew, like, okay. And I remember you gave me the laptop. He was like, look, if anything, and I'll make it back, I need you to get on that flight with Christina and y'all go and you need. I'm like, I got it. And Christina's like, I'm not going to take you without Courtney. I was like, you good, just go on, I'm gonna wait. And so the lady at the door was like, who you waiting on? I said, her manager. I said, I can't leave without him though, you know. So she's like, well, we can't hold it. I said, I know. I said, let's just. She said, okay, we gonna hold it. I said, okay. So I went to say that. Christina was like, wait a minute, where's Courtney? I said, he's coming. Yeah. I said, they're gonna hold the door. And sure enough, they held that door and you came on. But I was prepared if you couldn't get on the flight. I knew you already told me what to do. I knew that I could go there and function. I need to get her back in. She needs sound check. She needs all this. I knew all of that because I learned. So I think also, and that's why I said, correct me if I'm wrong, it helps if your team members are versatile.
Definitely does.
You know, you can't say, well, I'm not about to move that bag because I'm the attorney. I'm not, and I know I need to be picked up, but there's nobody in here. I'm just not. No, like I think somebody like Howard Hurt. Shout out to Howard, right? Yeah.
Grab
the bag. You'd be like, hey, Courtney, you left this behind. He's not gonna say, "Well, I saw a bag in there. I didn't know. I know we were all in
I
that."
didn't know.
Yeah. So I think when you named all those people, Tyron was saying that's a lot. It's expensive, and that's why everybody doesn't need a team. Now you can start out with your basic, right? If you
Yep.
get your stuff, if they have something to manage, then you would come aboard. You know, as an assistant, if I can't get one, but you can fill in for that.
Yeah. And if I could say something to the expensive part, it's not expensive. It's not structured right. That's all that is. So if you know you got all this team that you got to come with, if you know you're traveling with 10 people and all those 10 people are working, I'm not talking about people that just want to be backstage to be back there on Instagram and all that junk. These people are working. So what happens is you're a business. You have business expenses. So therefore, you create a offer which tells the person that's booking you, this is my fee. If you don't have it, there's Spotify, $14.99 to play 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So you got to stand on your price, become a person of value. If you got 10 people and you know your expenses are going to be about, let's just say your expenses is going to be about $2,000-3,000. Your fee is going to be $75 to $1,000. It all depends on, okay, you want to know what you're going to get paid, what your assistant is going to get paid, what your manager is going to get paid. You come up with a plan and you structure your career out based on that. And it's not your problem if that person that's booking you that said, oh my God, you're so amazing, I want you at my event. If they don't have the money for you, I'm sorry. Yeah. Like the thing that I learned from Eminem was when he turned down $3.5 million for a show. I said, okay, it's not about the price. It's about the principles and what you decide to do. So if it's not worth your whatever your thing is or whatever, I mean, you got to know your worth. You know what I'm saying? They may give you $3.5 million, but it's going to come with a headache. It's going to come with a, oh man, I need you to go over here and go down to this club for like 5 hours. I'm not doing that. That's an extra fee.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? It's stuff you got to know your worth. And y'all artists, man, stop doing all these shows for like 150 and $200, man, and then going home in the red. I know you love what you do, but at the end of the day, you come home like I'm gonna give you a true factual situation. I took acting gigs when me and my wife was acting. I took acting gigs. We was getting paid $50, $75 going out of town. And then I come home, I got my wife, I got 3 kids. I'm barely making money on my job. I'm making like $6 an hour. And then I just took time off to go to the play. So hell, I'm already 5 days, probably like 4 or 5 days in a hole. So I know I ain't my 2-week check is gonna be horrible. It's gonna be like $1.02. So I come home to lights turned off. Then one time we got evicted, and then I was even on Facebook, like, you know, carrying the couch out of the house, like, you know, we selling this couch, blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying? It's real life stuff that happens. You know what I'm saying? And that comes with learning how to manage your money. I was mismanaging the money, and I wasn't getting paid. I didn't have enough money coming in the first place, even from the job, man.
Yeah,
we got to learn how to manage our money and live below our means. And live at a situation or a point to where it's like, okay, I'm not here to impress the Joneses over here, because these niggas is lying online. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to impress these people, and they ain't got nothing either. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you really have to take control of, let's set up ourselves financially. And artists, set yourselves up financially. Get some life insurance. Get a IUL, and again, seek out somebody that's professional in that. I'm just telling you like what I'm doing. Get an IUL life insurance policy. Start putting, like, sometimes overspending it. A good book to read about this stuff, like how we got our trust and all of that stuff set up. I learned from this book I read called What Would the Rockefellers Do? So you got your life insurance policy and you have the trust as the beneficiary. You know what I'm saying? It's like certain business things, like you start when you start hanging around wealthy people, you like, dang, that's how they do all this stuff. Okay, all right, cool. So now I got to pivot. Change is always good. And then being around the right people and learning and not being scared to invest in yourself. Like my mentors, I keep my mentors and my coaches, and they keep me accountable for everything now. So now I'm not mismanaging money. I'm more so inheritance building now. So like even the royalties that I'm getting now, it's all set up to where my children get it, because there's so many artists right now that their children can't even get to their parents' royalties because they don't have a death certificate, or they don't even have a transfer of right of copyrights. They don't have no will set in place. They don't have no estate planning set up. You're a business now. You wanted to be an artist, but you just jumped into a doggone business and a lifestyle that you got to set yourself up for, not just go do this for fun. If you want to do it for fun, cool, but get a job. Don't be scared to get a job. F them people that got a problem with you having a job, or you pulling up in a Toyota Corolla and they expecting you to be this big somebody that's supposed to be driving the Benz or whatever. Why are you driving the Benz if you can't afford it right now?
Come on, now you talking good. You talking good.
You know what I mean? Because I did the same, and I'm not telling you nothing I haven't done either. I did the same thing. I was living in an apartment, had a Jaguar, had nothing. And guess what? Repo man said, "That's mine, Joe." I'll take it. And they took that money.
You came on, ooh, like
they came real smooth with it. They was like, "Yeah, man, let me get the key real quick." I was like, "Oh, okay." I drove off with my junk, man. You know what I'm saying? But so, yeah, man, all the looks don't mean nothing if you're not prepared and set up for longevity. You know what I'm saying? It's certain things I just don't get right now, because it's like if I can't pay for it 10 times over, I don't need it.
Yeah, I feel you on that. I know you dropped a lot of jewels, and I'm gonna have to have a part 2 with you. I know you're coming on in about 2 more weeks. You're coming on. Yeah. We're gonna have a listen. Let me let the people know right now. Let me let them know right now. So on the 22nd of this month, I'm going to have a 2-hour special, and I'm going to have several strong men on this platform. We're going to have Courtney Benjamin coming on. We're going to have my husband, Swifty McVeigh. We're going to have William Tandy. We're going to have former Chief of Police Ralph Godby. We're going to have Ness from Donnie Vision. We're going to have DJ K Rock. We're going to have, I think I'm missing somebody. There's Demetrius Neighbors. And we're going to talk about what's going on with our men, especially our Black men, socially and emotionally, right? Because there's so much going on. There are a lot of businessmen, educated or not, and it's a lot. It's a lot to unpack, and that's going to be a special. So that's going to be on October 22nd. It's a 2-hour special. So set your alarms, put your stuff together, whatever. If you know a Black man, tell that Black man. If you have a son, have your son tune in, sit down with your son. It's going to be very transparent, very open. I'm going to make sure I navigate, moderating as I do, to ask, make sure the questions get out here for these fellas that's going to take time out of their evening to come and pay it forward. So I had to say that. But you have been dropping some stuff, Courtney, and I really wanted to do something different. So I'm going to have you come back, because I want to unpack a lot of the red posts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm like, because I was like, so I had wrote them down and stuff, but you know how we get. But I really needed the entertainers, the musicians, the artists, management. You know, I know over on Instagram, I had several folks over there, and I know Joe was on there. And remember when I hosted your online event, he was one of your entertainment attorneys.
Yes, yes.
One of Howard's people. And so he was over there on Instagram on that side watching. And so it's just, this game is not for the weak. It's not for the faint.
It's not.
For me, working on I guess the opposite side of it, working production, I see a lot. When I work with artists, depending on how they need me, you know, if you just want me to help you get your stuff together and all that, make sure you're where you're supposed to be, blah, 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 got you. If you want me to be on a capacity in which you basically train me to be, to walk that fine line, then you got to be, I be looking like, where your writer at? They be like, what's a writer? I'm like, oh, okay. Why you even hire me? Because like that, and I'm in that part, everybody don't need an artist, like an assistant, right? Because you don't have no money and we don't do it for free. It's not a hobby. Now, if you want to get your sister, cousin, you know, your neighbor, they want to come, like you said, they want to be back there and they want to be on social media. I'm at the so and I don't do that. When I show up, I'll show up to work. People be like, "Oh, eat not till we done when we wrap." Like we got to do this, and then we can do all of that. But people get it mixed up. You and I know plenty of people who swear they need a team and they don't, and it's like you need to save all your money so you can, like you said, you can reinvest it in what you're trying to do. So when you throw it out, you really can go out and get them 15 people you named off, because it's a lot of people that's needed. And then to your point, when you get a team, you got to have something for your team to do. You're not going to want to pay people to sit around and don't nobody know what their role is, what they're supposed to do, and they just waiting to be told. Can you go to you could have just had anybody. You could do it your damn self, to be honest, until you get there, you know? Like you said, you had said something. This is from the red. I'm gonna take these two, and then because I already kidnapped you over 8 minutes over.
No, you good.
Yeah, and I want Christine, because we know it's about family, and Christine, even though we family, I still like Katiti. You know, Courtney didn't. Okay, right. You right. Okay, so here's one. Identity is what you believe you're worth. Self-confidence is when you deliver on it. Expound on that for us.
Okay, so what that pretty much is like you know who you are, you know what your wealth is, but then for you to know what your wealth is, you got to be confident in what you're going to deliver. So don't sit up there and just be like, okay, I'm gonna charge you $10,000 for my show, but then don't deliver it because you're not confident in your show, or you're not confident in what you're speaking or what you're doing. You know what I mean? So so like I've been reading a lot of books by Rabbi Daniel Lapin, and that's where I got that from. You know, showing who your identity is and growing as a person, and like seeing your worth and knowing that you could deliver on what you say your worth is.
Okay. Yeah. And then the second red point was 2 types of business: artist, product; music, product; performance, service. Break that down for us.
Okay, yeah. So in business, there's only 2 types of business. Either either it's a product or a service. And you as an artist, you're a product. Your music is a product. You as a performer, when you go out to perform, you're serving. That's the service part of your business. So now you got 2 streams of income, but you have to make sure that you get them into a way that they're generating, and you're getting all the leads from it too as well. So it's like, if you're going to these shows and you're not getting email lists, all that or whatever, how are you going to nurture and build your fan base? You know, you just going up there performing and that's it. You know what I'm saying? You got to be a business. You got to say, okay, I'm in a service business. I'm performing. I got my merch. I got a QR code behind me so people can scan and they can join my email list, or they can purchase something. And then that lead is still going to come to you from that. You know what I'm saying? That's another traffic source. Um, but yeah, and then you as a product, you as an artist, you're the product, you're the brand. So with that product, you're building yourself to a point to where you're establishing influence. So now you could be a brand ambassador. Now you could partner with other brands because they see some value in you. So it's like, you get paid because like the main thing is you can't be stuck in your business. So if you're out touring and that's the only way you're getting income, when you stop touring, guess what? The money stops.
That's
So
right.
you got to have income producing assets in place to to offset that those expenses that are coming in. Whether it's an offer, you can have your merch, you can have whatever you want to set up, your music. You can have, but the thing is you got to put all this stuff on autopilot. So like while you on stage, your automation should be going. When you're out in the studio, your automation should be going. All of your content, all those, like when I said with the leads, you got content leads, you got ad leads. So with your content online, those should be generating income for you. Those should be generating leads for you. You know what I mean? So it's like, you just got to set systems up. Systems got to be put in place. Just look at everything that's on your job. Those SOPs, those manuals, they're there for a reason. And you need to do the same thing. I adopted almost everything that I do in my businesses is a lot of what I learned from General Motors, because the system that they had in place, even when I was a janitor before I worked at General Motors, I saw how structured everything was. Okay, you got to put the certain amount of chemical in here, or else you're gonna blow yourself up. You know what I'm saying? You got a certain amount of time that you got to do this part before it goes down the line. So you got to know how to operate fast. You got to know how to think fast, think on your feet, and you got to know how to problem solve.
Right.
You have to learn all of these things in business. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, it's two types of business: product and service. So your service is almost always going to involve you. So you're going to always be stuck in your business. But if you have income producing assets, products that you can sell, digital products or even physical products or whatever, you can make something one time and then keep getting paid off of that for eternity. You have an income producing asset, and each one of your income producing assets should cover an expense.
Interesting. Yeah. Well, like I said, you're a wealth of knowledge, and there's so much more that I want to unpack, and we will. I'm gonna have you come back. Now, I know I said you're coming back on the 22nd, but that's with the fellas. You guys are gonna take over. And for those of you that may be pulling in late, if you have a brother, if you have a husband or a father, you got a nephew, a grandson, this is a show you don't want to miss on October 22nd. We're gonna have some very powerful fellas coming through, and they're gonna be very transparent, and we're gonna talk about social and emotional wealth, especially with the Black men, and just things they go through and how you recover. It's time. There's so much going on. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm tired of it. I use my platform for a lot of different things, and one thing is just to help make things better. If I can make you laugh or get you educated, then I've done my job. And so I'm excited about that. But I definitely got to have you come back before this season ends and have you to unpack some more of the red talk. Because them posts, and I was writing them down like, I'm gonna have to do that one. But I also know that a lot of artists was going to be tapping in tonight and listening, and I wanted them to get what they need. One, I would love for you, before I let you out, a couple things. One, I'm going to play two of your artists that you manage videos. I know I got Kima's.
Yeah.
I'll let you talk about that. I love that. And then I think I have one of Beth's videos. I don't know. I have a couple of them that I keep in rotation, but I don't know which one I'll play. But I'll let you talk about those two. Those are two artists that you manage.
No.
But before I do that, what is one piece of advice that you want to give to a person that believes they want to become a manager?
If
Because
they want-
everybody, I've met people that think they managers, and I'm looking like, that's your manager. I'm like, but what is a piece of sound advice that you want to give? Somebody even asked me about management. Like, have I ever thought about it? I was like, no. And I'm like, I can't manage my damn stuff. Like, you know, that's me. Like, I'm putting stuff to myself. But, and I understand from listening to you and being around you, that's not something I'm interested in. I'm not mature enough for that, right? I'm not mature enough yet. Maybe when I get older. But what's a piece of advice that you want to give to that man or woman that says, you know what, I think I have what it takes to manage, or they're currently managing, and maybe they just all over the place because they don't really know the ins and outs of the industry?
Mhm. So I would say always remain a student, because the industry changes, people change. Be able to communicate. Yeah, I will say, but just the main thing is remain a student, because all this stuff is gonna change, and you can only take a vision as far as you know. So if you stuck and you not growing, and that artist don't know what's going on, y'all just looking at each other like, what we gonna do? You know what I'm saying? So, and that's another reason too, like that up and coming artists, they don't understand when we say no. Don't take that no as a we're not interested in you, or that you're not good. It's a no right now, because what we'll be doing is I got 6 other people that I'm managing, and then I got to come and got to go a whole lot backwards. You know what I'm saying? Because like even with each new project, it's starting all over again. So it's like grassroots. So at that point, you need coaching and you need development. So that's what your season is for that time. Is to prepare, develop, and and get you together. Because if you're not together, I there's nothing that I could do to do for you, because like if like I said earlier, if I bring you to a label, or if I bring you to a radio station or whatever, and you don't have none of the stuff situated or monitored and able to capitalize off of that, you're going into this thing unprepared, and it's gonna hurt you more than it's gonna help. You know, some people just gotta learn the hard way. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, that's really like the main reason. Like a lot of us managers be like, no, you know what I'm saying? Because like it's starting from scratch, and then we're already busy, so it's like we got to stop what we're doing, then come back, and then be like, okay, dang, okay, now I gotta build this one up, you know, and then I'm already on the road with this one, and then this one got some legal issues that I got to make sure that's taken care of. This one got this going on, because like you don't understand, like when we're managing you, that comes with your personal life. All of that stuff ties into this management thing with your career. You know what I'm saying? You can't manage somebody and then skip over the personal side. You know what I mean? So it's like a relationship. It's like you don't just go and just be like, go up to somebody and be like, yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? We're going to go ahead and do it. You know, just met them or whatever. You know what I'm saying? No, that's not how it works. You got to nurture this thing. You got to grow. You got to know each other. You know, I don't know you. You know what I'm saying? I don't know your work ethic. I don't know anything about you. You know what I'm saying? I will see you if you're working. A lot of people say that they working, but then they not really working. They're just doing stuff.
Yeah, busy work.
Yeah.
Busy work.
Yeah.
Busy work.
Remain a student if you want to get into management. Have some thick skin, and then be prepared to get screwed, because I tell you, they will do it. They will sit up there and get a record deal. They will get a record deal. They will get a record deal and then be like, I don't know you. Who art thou? They'll start turning into Jesus. You know, well, no, just Jesus don't do that. But they'll start turning into somebody else. And then start turning into an entitled, egotistic maniac. I'm sorry, I had to say that.
It's okay.
But
It's all good. Yeah, it's all good. We understand. No, I
I'm telling you, like y'all could even go to like ask Ray Daniels. You know, he been in the game way longer than me, and we was talking about how these cats be, man, boy, they act like they don't know you.
It's the same though. You know what? And it's not just the music industry. You know, I've worked with people in other lanes of entertainment, and they want your knowledge, and that's something that I've learned the hard way. Because we, like people like myself, we get screwed as well. Not as my podcasting, but as an artist assistant or production person. Yeah, you want me to be on your team because I'm a wealth of knowledge as well, right? I pay my dues, so I know a little something, and I go hard for my team when I'm a part of a team, and so you want me to put in the blood, sweat, and tears, and then when you get the benefits, it's kind of like, oh yeah, Tom TT here. Who? Oh, they said they don't know no not tear all this shit up. I'll tear all this shit up.
Yeah.
But I'll be like, oh. But then what's so funny is when they don't have that no more, and then they hey, no, keep that same energy instead. Be saying,
Yeah,
keep
you
that
stay over there.
Stay over there. I'm good. You know, but you're right. I think overall, Courtney, when you're in this game, it can be cutthroat.
Very
People
so.
get money hungry, power tripping, risking it all. You know, you said something too about marriages. Like, you know, if you are a man in the industry, you're gonna have a little hot thoughts out there, right?
Yep.
If you a woman in this industry, I don't know what they call y'all, a male version of the hot thoughts. I don't know. But there are the two male thoughts as well. I don't. They are. There really are. I know some stories. Are, you know, right. And so you got to guard your marriage. You also gotta, you know, I'm not here to tell nobody about their faith walk, but you gotta have faith, and you gotta cover your marriage. You know, if you're married, you gotta, or if you're in a serious relationship, you gotta cover that. Don't take it and be like, you know, today he or she is great and they're supporting you, then this one time situation manifests and you throw it away, and then it's like, wow. But temptation, doesn't temptation slip through this industry?
Yeah.
So we have to be mindful of that. But anyway, because we'll go to church on that. We ain't gonna do that right now. You know, we'll go to church on that. So with two artists that with Beth and with Kima, you becoming their managers were both very unique situations, how they manifested.
Yeah.
A brief overview, and then I'll play whoever you want to go with first. I'll do the video, and then we'll do the second to close off the show. But so it's up to you who you want to talk about briefly about how you, because they both were different type of, it wasn't your you weren't looking, I guess I could say. You wasn't looking.
Yeah. And the thing was Dodie actually introduced me to Beth. And shout out to Dodie. You know what I'm saying? That was the best referral. You know, and actually Beth and Kima, they were the best referrals. You know what I'm saying? After that, man, I don't know what these people was sending me, man. But you know what I'm saying? It's like Beth has a strong work ethic, and you could see the work ethic. You know what I'm saying? It's not just no talk or I do this, I do that. No, she puts her all into every show. She's at rehearsals. She's at vocal coaching.
Yes.
Her and the music director is always tightening up her show. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you can see the work. That's when it's something to manage. You know what I mean? And even with Kima, she has a strong work ethic. You know what I'm saying? She came out of the bad boy era, you know, but she went through artist development. So she understands the development part. She understands the business part. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you're not going to get over, you know what I'm saying, over on her. You know what I'm saying? And even with Beth, you know, she knows her business. She's like, okay, well, this is what I plan on doing for this year. So okay, now we planning and we structuring things out. So now I have a leader that I'm following. You know what I'm saying? And I have a leader that I'm that she's leveraging. So now I have power to leverage what I have for what her goals are, or where she wants to go, or her direction. Even with Kima, the same thing. You know what I'm saying? They know where they want to go. You know what I'm saying? And they work hard. So that's like super dope to have. You know what I'm saying? And it's not like the artist is doing everything, or the manager is doing everything, or they're just dumping work on me. No, it's a mutual thing. It's like, okay, let's plan this out. Now we got the plan. Let's execute the plan.
Yeah. And these two queens are definitely women who gave you something to manage.
They did. Yep.
They definitely gave you something to manage. So I'm gonna see. I know what we have for.
Oh yeah, you did say whatever one you got queued up. It don't matter to me. I'm good.
I think we'll do free.
Okay.
I got a free video. Okay, everybody. So this is Beth, and this is her single free.
Every day I look in the mirror looking back at me. I say a girl so full of life, she
That's always gonna be. That's always gonna be a classic. I love
Always.
it. Yeah. I know I have Kima Love Me Back. I know I do. Looking forward to my collectives.
And the tip to some writers and artists too. Think about writing timelessly and crossoverish. You know what I mean? Because like that song works in like inspirational world and it works in the R&B world. So it's like I cross promote that song, and it gets a lot of love everywhere. You know what I mean? So it's like you got to look at your songs as real estate. You know what I'm saying? Songs are my real estate as being a music publisher. You know what I'm saying? So the more that song is playing, the more money it generates.
Amen. Okay. And so next up, and let me say this, I love working with Beth. I'm a part of the team, but I love that. And we got a beautiful story about that. We ain't got time for tonight. But yeah, like how I even came on board with that. And it's been a blessing. It's a beautiful, not only to work with her as an artist, but to have her as a friend and family. So next up, we have Kima Love Me Back. And so what was that like? Connecting with her and starting to manage her?
Man, it was like really dope, you know. And I also manage her daughter as well, Kima Marie, man. And it's like a dope spirit, and you know, it's like one thing I've been learning, man, is like how like you see everybody on TV, you know, back in the day, and then like now you working with them. It's like, wow, you know what I mean? I was just honored, you know, you know what I'm saying? Cause like what she saw in me from an artist that hasn't done anything, that'd be like, oh no, you're too quiet. No, I don't think we'd be a good fit or whatever, blah blah blah. You know, whatever excuse they come up with, she sees value. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you will have all these artists that haven't done anything try to down you or downplay you, and don't even know your work ethic or don't even know what you actually really do. But then you have someone that's established and sees your value, man. That was like such a blessing to me. Even with Beth, you know what I'm saying? She saw the value. So it's like it's a mutual connection. You know what I'm saying? It's all relationship based. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we're all building together. So yeah, it was just super dope, man. And I was honored.
Yeah. She is very dope. You're right. Growing up watching the group Total, you know, and you actually get to meet them. And, you know, I remember when we went to her, the first time I met was at her 50th birthday party. And we partied with her. She was like, wait, it was like, yeah. So shout out to Faith.
Yeah.
Faith, fam.
Yeah, shout out to Faith. That's how that connection started too. Faith.
Faith is a man that knows a million folks. So I'm going to play Love Me Back from Kima. Here we go.
Hey mama, I guess I messed up and fell for a picture so perfect I thought it was real, but I couldn't tell, no. Hey mama, I guess I thought that my moving image would one day learn how to be still, but that wasn't realistic. Should have been good by now. I should have been. We should have been settling down. We should have been. Yep, I thought if I
When I
That
tell you,
jersey came out real quick, didn't it?
yeah, it did. I was getting Ron Ivory vibes. Like I'm like, it's gonna go down. But yeah, super dope.
Yeah.
But yeah, Courtney, I think that you do an amazing job with the artists. You have a nice roster of folks. I appreciate you for always sowing seeds into visions, not only my visions, but the other people's visions that you connect with. I know that God got a lot in store for you, and I request and I hope that you just keep staying the course. You know, keep studying, show yourself approved, keep on allowing yourself to be watered. And the world, I don't think they've even seen what you're getting ready to do, you know, and it's some amazing things that's on the table. So, with that being said, I appreciate you. Tell Christina I love her. And thank you for letting me kidnap you over the time. You know, we always go, I'll be like, okay, I'm about to take that. But yeah, it gets hot. So, for all the folks, again, I got to remind you, come back October 22nd. That's when I'm going to have the fellas on. We're going to have Courtney Benjamin. We're going to have my husband, Swifty McVeigh. Shout out to Swifty. We're going to have William Tandy, principal from eCourse. We're going to have Demetrius Neighbor, who's an artist. We're going to have former chief of police, Chief Ralph Godby on. We're going to have Ness from Ghani Vision on. And yeah, we're going to unpack. It's going to be a 2-hour special, as I said. We're going to unpack the do's and don'ts, you know, and help our Black men get back on course because we're falling off. So if you have a son, if you have a grandson, a nephew, an uncle, a brother, hell, your father, tell them to tap in Tuesday. Courtney, you have a wonderful night. Be safe
You
down
too, and
there.
I appreciate you as well.
Well, thank you.
Thank you for everything you do, for real. For sure.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I'll be in touch, and I know we're gonna be seeing y'all in for Thanksgiving. So.
Thanksgiving, yeah.
Yeah. So much love to you, brother. I will have you back in about 2 weeks.
Yeah, about 2 weeks. Church.
All right. Good night. Thank you.
All right.
Well, everybody, I hope you guys have enjoyed Courtney. I hope you enjoyed our time. I know we went over, but it was needed for all of my friends and people I don't know that are in the entertainment field. I hope that you gathered you some jewels tonight. Courtney dropped a lot of information. That is the beautiful thing about podcasting, though. The show, I won't take it down. You could always go back and you can stop and pause and get what you need. It'll be up there for you, streaming on Twitter and LinkedIn and my YouTube page and right here on Facebook Live. And then also on Instagram. You know, we started streaming on Instagram because some of y'all just wanted me to be on my phone holding it, but StreamYard said, you know what, we're going to go ahead and try to marry the two. So they're working out their kinks. And so I'm over there as well. And I just want to leave you on this note here. Whatever your dream is, whatever your vision is that God has given you, that you wake up every day and you think about it, that you put on your back burner because you're doing your regular 9 to 5 or someone told you, you can't do that. That's crazy. You know, you need a real job or you need to do this or do that. They don't know who you are. And you need to get out of your own way. Get out of your own way. The young people say, do it scared, do it afraid. I'm not going to say do it scared or do it afraid. I don't want you to do it in fear. I want you to do it with confidence. Anything you decide you want to do, if you know you want to do it, you can do it. As you heard tonight, it takes dedication. It takes work. You got to study. You got to put in that time. And I think that's a lot of the problem we have as human beings. We want the glitter and gold, but you don't want to put in the work to be able to get what it is that you see on social media or you see on TV or you see your neighbors with. You can do and have whatever you desire in your heart if you put in the work. That's period. So that's all your girl Titi from the D have for you tonight. It's been a long show, but a very beneficial show. I'm going to end us with one of my favorite videos from Swifty and Kaniva, My Why. Until we tap in next Tuesday, it's your girl Titi from the D, and I'll see you soon.
Well, alright. See what you never understand it. This is the way that we planned it. Thank you for what God and the fans did. My family that took all the chances. So hating ain't getting you nowhere. I can't even hear you, I'm too high. I can't even hear you, I'm too high. You'll never be louder than my Never be, never be, never be, never be, never be, never be louder than my Never be, never be, never be, never be, never be louder than my
Are you backstabbers coming with a million daggers? Why you mad at us? Probably cause we platinum status. And we down with Marshall Mathers. We created a path for a lot of you rappers in the past. A lot of people thought we wouldn't last. Back in the days when we was trapping on the Ave and rapping in the class. A lot of people laughing, they doubted us. When shady records scouted us, they was flocking around trying to be down, they was fond of us. And when we was anonymous, then people was nowhere to be found. When proof was laid down, it created a ghost town. A lot of people started to clown. Dirty bastards, handing me a mixtape, standing right in front of his casket. Now wow, you thought that we would never let it go. When y'all the reason I'm more petty than before. Back when money was flowing heavy in the dough, standing backstage at every other show. Things done changed, phone don't ring. Couldn't even tell me my son name. All that money that I gave away, stabbed me in the back, smiling in my face. Couldn't even wait to the funeral before I got a phone call.
Let's do a tribute song.
Hell no, I wasn't around y'all, and you don't know me, that's a tip I'm on. Still strong, me and Kaniva got it poppin'. Don't try to ride along. I'm pushing these rappers off of the bandwagon. Dirty Dozen, still tatted on my arm.
Backstabbers. But you never understand it. This is the way that we planned it. Thank you for what God and the fans did. My family that took all the chances. So hating ain't getting you nowhere. I can't even hear you, I'm too high. I can't even hear you, I'm too high. You'll never be louder than my Never be, never be, never be, never be, never be, never be louder than my Never be, never be, never be, never be, never be, never be.
Young Marty, back up. Young Marty, Young Marty, back up. Hey, shut up, stupid.
Well, alright.
It's amazing how time flies and things change. Familiar faces turn to strangers. Stop hanging with people who put me in almost everything except for their prayers. Niggas swear they look out for you, steady scheming. Be right with you, not in they head agreeing. As soon as they think that you sleeping, they try to finesse you and sell you a dream. And look, I ain't got time for it. You want yours, better grind for it. It's like attention replace respect these days. The way you niggas out here straight dying for it. I'm a grown man on my own too. They don't appreciate your time, move on, dude. They know what they be doing, they be wrong too. You do the most dirty, say somebody wrong. You look, nigga, I'm trying to put this shit behind me. I know where I'm from, you ain't gotta remind me. I come from the gutter, yo, it's still inside me. Keep looking for the old me, you gon' find him. That's how it is that way. For those who act fake, I've outgrown you, I can't relate. Mentally, you in the same old place, falling in and out with people in your circle. Straight. Nothing personal, yeah it is. Those close to me, y'all know what it is. Grown folks talk, you don't get it. When you visit, you can sit at the little table and eat with the kids. You gotta do what's best for you, even when the devil's at his best and he's testing you. Buckle down and keep pressing through. Don't let the stress of betrayal mess up your blessings too.
See what you never understand it. This is the way that we planned it. Thank you for what God and the fans did. My family that took all the chances. So hating ain't getting you nowhere. I can't even hear you, I'm too high. I can't even hear you, I'm too high. You'll never be louder than my Never be, never be, never be, never be, never be, never be louder than my Never be, never be, never be, never be, never be, never be louder than my
I'm drunk in a motherfucker.
I'm drunk in a motherfucker.
You can't even stand up.
You know what I'm saying? I can't stand up. You wanna stand up and wind up with Kaniva? Come on, man. He's spitting lava.
I'm out of here.